Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new game for this channel at least. It's not a brand new game overall, it's been out for a while. This is Game of Thrones, the board game, and we are playing as the Martell. In the south, we are Dawn, and we're gonna try to conquer the Iron Throne and King's Landing. So this game, you might not know how it actually works, but basically you have 10 turns to gain 7 castles, I believe. Let's see here. Is it game stats? How do you actually know how you win? You win by being the first player to control 7 castles and strongholds, or by having the most of them at the end of the last round. In the case of a tie, the tier breakers are the following: the most total land areas controlled, the highest position on the supply track, and the highest position on the Iron Throne influence track. Okay, so let's just quickly go over this. So, like, of course, there are all these different land tiles, just like you all know from probably Total War games. Then we have supplies over here. It is determined by barrels, which you can see, like, in Starfall, you have a barrel. And up here in Princess Pass, you have a barrel and a crown, which is influence. Then it also mentioned the highest position on the Iron Throne influence track, and that is over here, where you have 3 different influence tracks. The first one is the Iron Throne, and this basically determines what order each player is being played in, which the turn order basically. And the one on top, who sits on the Iron Throne, can also determine all the non-combat ties. For example, who places where on the influence track, which you can bid on times depending on what card you get. This fiefdom track here with the sword, it's basically battles. The ones on top get a Valerian steel sword that gives you an extra bonus in combat. Other than that, these fiefdoms here, depending on where you are, you have an advantage in battle. So for example, if it's the tie between the Tyrells and the Starks, the Tyrells will win because they are higher up on the fiefdom track. This one over here is a bit more advanced, King's Court. Basically, it gives you a lot of bonuses, or different. It gives you access to a lot of different stuff. At the end of your turn, you can always see the wilding strength. I think we'll actually talk about this later, actually. So for now, let's just focus on the game itself. It is pretty explanatory, so it should be easy enough for you. So basically, what we have here is a very strong position in the south. I can imagine us going to war with the Baratheons up here. Try to take Storm's End, maybe just Yornwood. Starfall will definitely take with this guy. We're gonna give him a marsh order which allows him to move 1 tile. Or use the sea to move as well. This guy here, he will definitely attack. He's gonna get a march order +1. In case the Baratheons, they try to take Storm's End. This way we can combat them. Then here we're gonna give you a support order because a ship in this bay here, Sea of Dawn, they will be able to support with this ability here in all the different towns nearby. I'm probably not the best to explain all the rules, but I know how they work. I guess if you really want to know how this game is played, I can probably make a guide on that as well at some point. But for now, let's just check this out. And now we end our turn because we can't add in any more orders. And now everyone reveals their orders. And then basically what will happen now is everybody's going through the action phase, where everyone will take their turn one by one through the Iron Throne. They can make 1 move at a time, like for example with these marching orders. You have to decide what march order you'll do first. For example, we have these 2 here, but we can't do them both now. So we need to wait to see what actually is going to go on here. For example, the Baratheons, they might do something different to take Storm's End. Although by the looks of it, it looks like they're going to try to take King's Landing. So we shouldn't really have to worry about Storm's End, but just in case, we're not going to move these guys here. Instead, we're going to take the guy here at Salt Shore and take Starfall. And by now, we actually leave Salt Shore alone, unoccupied. But then, instead, you can spend one of your influence down here to keep it under your control. It will be unoccupied and will easily be lost if any of our enemies take it, but I doubt that will happen because it's pretty far south. And we control... Actually, we don't control the sea for now. And look at this, they are attacking. Exactly as we expected. And for King's Landing itself, it was a neutral city, but it had 5 defense. So basically what had to happen here for the Baratheons was that they had to equal their amount of strength or surpass it. And that they did with 5, getting support from Kingswood and this attack here. And now we can just continue and they capture King's Landing. That is bad for us because like King's Landing is very good. You can see that it gives 2 influence. So we'll have to be careful about that. And for now, we are gonna take our knight here and take Storm's End, try to block them off, basically. What we also could do is take this footman here and take Yornwood, but instead I'm gonna keep him here so we can use one of our different orders on him because there's some bonuses here. There are some bonuses here that we can use. Let's also see if we can get an alliance with anybody. This might not work. Let's try getting an alliance with the Baratheons, and we do. House Baratheon and the Martells are now in a secret pact. Basically, these pacts here, they aren't really official pacts. They can easily be broken. So, it's just like, in some cases they might help, in some other cases might not. Here we can see the Greyjoys and House Lannister are at war. They're both getting support from different areas, and then they have to play their cards to see who wins. And by the looks of it, it was the Greyjoys. It was technically a tie, but because the Greyjoys are on top, they won. And also because of their different cards here. Balon Greyjoy is like one of the best cards in the game. The base combat strength of your opponent's house card is reduced to 0, so you basically nullify the Hound. And thus won this battle here. So now the Greyjoys own River Run. That could be a potential problem. The Lannisters flee back to Sea Road Marches. Hopefully they're not gonna expand south. I don't wanna deal with both the Lannisters, Baratheons and Tyrells. But now it's the end of the turn and now we get to draw 3 cards here and now we need to see what they do. The first one is a Throne of Blades. The Hold of the Iron Throne chooses one of the following. Everyone updates their supply, then reconciles armies, everyone muster units, or this card has no effect. So let's see what the Iron Throne leader will do. Decides to muster. Okay, so that's interesting. And we did actually capture new settlements, so that's very good for us as well. And now we need to decide what to get here actually. And we can't get infinite amounts of units, like we can only get 8 footmen or 4 knights. But because of our supplies, we can only have 2 units of 2 and 1 unit of, or 1 army of 3. So let's see here. In Starfall, we'll probably need a footman, so we can take more land. Up here, we are most likely gonna get a footman as well. And then also a ship out here into the East Summer Sea. Up here... Well, what should we get here actually? I think it would be wise for us to get another footman. There we go. House Baratheon and Tyrells are forming an alliance as well. And Tyrells and Lannister. And the Tyrells and... yeah, okay, a lot of alliances going on here. Okay, next card here. Game of Thrones. Each player collects 1 influence for each influence icon on an area he controls and each controlled port without an adjacent enemy ship. Okay, so I think we're just gonna get 1 influence here. Yeah, exactly. Actually, that's from Sunspear, so not the best, but you can see like the Baratheons, they got way more out of that because they had King's Landing and Dragonstone, Kingswood as well. Tyrells and Greyjoys, they're excellent as well right now. Put to the sword, the Hold of the Valyrian Steel Blade chooses one of the following conditions. for this battle, for this planning phase. Defense orders cannot be played, March +1 orders cannot be played, or no restrictions. And they choose no defense orders. So this means it's like a perfect time to strike. And we need to choose what we will do. I think what is the best for us here is to go here in Sunspear and add in Consolidate Power Special Order, because it will allow us to muster units here so we can get even more troops. We're gonna upgrade these knights, these footmen here to knights basically. Over here we could actually risk getting attacked because the Tyrells have a sea route, so the units at Highgarden could attack, but they will also fear an attack from sea road marches and the Lannisters. So I don't know what they will do. So what I think is the right choice here is to go for a March +0 and then try to take Princess Pass perhaps. But you can see here there's this little red line here. That means an army from 3 towers, they can't get over to Starfall. They have to go up to Princess Pass first and then take all of this. So we are in theory safe for now, although it could be dangerous. In Sea of Dawn we're definitely gonna get a support order because they will support all of this land here where we want to be. Up here we're gonna take a... Actually, let's change this one to the -1 order, because they're way less likely to be fighting. Up here on the other hand, we might go to war with the Baratheons if they take a Bone Way, because I want to take that now. This ship down here, they can actually do support as well. This way we are supported at Starfall and Storm's End in case any of the Martells, Tyrells or Baratheons attack us. And that should basically be it, so let's end the turn and see what will happen here. And yeah, we can see a lot of marching orders already. The Starks all the way up in the north. We're probably not going to experience any fighting with the Starks or the Greyjoys actually. We're mainly going to focus on the Lannisters, Baratheons and Tyrells. And first in the action phase is always the raiding orders like this one down here. And you can always choose not to do any raiding, or you can raid some other raid. The stuff you can raid is quite limited. You can raid the influence, consolidate power order, you can raid the support order, and you can raid the... What else can you raid actually? If you use the special raid order, you can raid a defense order, I believe. And also you can also raid another raid order actually. It's quite funny. So we can see here, they are potentially gonna attack here at the Bone Way. So I think what we will do actually is try and take it. These guys are gonna attack as well, or march somewhere. So I think we're gonna take our knight to the Bone Way. From here, he will then be able to support any region basically we're gonna be fighting in, all the way up in the north. And we're gonna leave the footmen in Storm's End so we can do some mustering, consolidate power basically. I think that will be the plan. Yeah. The Greyjoys, they take on Flint's Finger and the twins. But the Tyrells, this is where we are interested. They're taking 3 towers and moving up to Highgarden. And leaving an influence in Old Town. Okay, that's quite bad. They might attack us now. Because all those forces in Highgarden could be very dangerous. The Baratheons as well, they are doing some very interesting moves here. They're moving a lot of units south. This could be a problem. At least we have the Sea of Dawn that can support us everywhere. And the Starks are marching from Widow's Watch. Yeah. And now it's us again. We can, in theory, go for Ironwood or Princess Pass. It all depends on what we really want right now. I think the right move is probably go to Princess Pass, because then we can basically hold a front line here in Dawn. Ironwood will be safe. We can take that with ease at some point soon. Let's confirm that. You can basically see now we have most of our armies, they are basically one unit, so it doesn't count into the supply system. And yeah, the Tyrells do attack. Are they gonna bring any more? No, they aren't. But they will attack us with a minus marching order, so we do have the advantage here. And we are lower than them on the fiefdom track, so we need to get a win here to secure Starfall. The Tyrells, they have a bunch of different cards here they might be able to play. What I fear the most is probably Mace Tyrell, because he has 4 attack. So we probably need to use like the Red Viper or Aaron Hota. Let's think here. The thing is, they could probably play a lower cost card as well. So Arrow Hota here could probably be a better choice for us, because he gives like he gives this that will basically secure our units to survive. But apparently it died anyway because of Mace Tyrell, and we lost actually at Starfall. That's a bad start actually. So we'll need to take that back. Oh, thankfully we are getting a bunch of new units over here that will make sure we can't take it again. And the Baratheons and Tyrells are fighting over the Reach. That is very good. Baratheons has broken the alliance with Tyrells and are taking it with the stance Baratheon. That's a very powerful card. That's the best card actually. Just like the Tyrells, they used their best card to take Starfall. Now all the marching orders have been used, so we can now either choose to consolidate or muster, because we've used the specialized consolidate power order. And we're of course gonna muster. And because Sunspear is a stronghold, we can muster 2 units. We're gonna upgrade them both to knights, I think. I think we need them out there on the front lines. Actually, what we should have done is just upgrade one of them to knights and then make a footman. But that should be fine now actually, because we get the muster card, so we can muster new recruits at all strongholds and castles. We did lose a castle, so that's not the best situation for us, but we can still make it work, I think. Right now we're definitely the lowest in terms of influence, and we need to work on that, I think. That's like a must. So what we're gonna do here is get a knight. He will stay at Sunspear after this, and then we're gonna get a ship. And the ship will be in Sea of Dawn, I think. So we can get that strong support order, they will be safe and protect all of this. Up here, what we could do is get a siege engine, or we could get a foot knight. It's a tough question actually. It depends on what we want to do. We could send them down to Yornwood and take that, at least one of them. And then we can send these 2 other knights here over to Starfall. I think that is what we're gonna do. Try to secure Dawn, basically. Make sure the Tyrells, they can't get any advantage on us any more than they've already gotten, that is. And now the other, they're just placing their units. And we have the Clash of Kings, where we bid on the 3 influence tracks. A very interesting card to get now. So basically what we need to see here is someone choosing. We're bidding our influence down here to see who will sit on the Iron Throne. And because there is a Wildlings attack Westeros next turn, it's only 4, but still, I am not gonna invest anything on the Iron Throne. I would prefer to get the King's Court actually, so let's just say... Should we invest 1? No, let's just say no, for 0 for now. We're probably gonna be placed at the bottom. Actually, we're going to place at number 5 with the Tyrells on top. That's interesting. In terms of the fiefdom track, I am going to invest a tiny bit because I don't want to be below the Tyrells. I want to win those ties, and we are below them still. They invest 5 in this, so we are actually going to be in great trouble actually if we fight the Tyrells again, which we will, because the Valyrian Steel Sword will give them an advantage in battle. In terms of the King's Court, I really want this, so let's just invest 2. I'm not gonna invest 3 because we need one of them at least for the Wildlings attack. So we get 2, and we are gonna be placed 2nd, which is fine by us. the Greyjoys are first and everyone else are 0, so the one who sits on top will place the order for the rest. That's of course the Tyrells, so they will put themselves on top and then the others somewhere else, depending on who they are fighting against. And now of course the wildlings attack. And basically what happens here is we need to basically bet enough influence to defeat the wildlings strength at 4. And by the looks of things, a lot of people have a lot of influence, so I'm probably not gonna invest any. This is dangerous because we might lose this, but we win, and now I didn't invest anything, whereas the Baratheons invested 3, which is good for us. But the Baratheons, they get the bonus because they were the highest bidder, and the highest bidder returns his entire house card discard pile into his hand. So that's good for him because he used his Danish Baratheon card, and now he has that back again. That was the end of turn 3. As of now, we can see the Greyjoys is already at 5 castles, whereas they need 7. So they are currently in a leading position with the Baratheons close behind. Once we take back Starfall, it will change though, and Yornwood. We are gonna get those. You are gonna take Yornwood, and then you guys here are gonna use the March special order to take back Starfall. You, my good friends, are gonna use the support special order. Over here we're gonna try to raid, I think. See if we can disrupt some of their plans down here. Make sure they can't support in there. Up here in the front, I think we're gonna add a support order to the Knight. And then Princess Path, we're probably gonna go for defense special order. It gives us +2 in a battle in case they do attack us. Which they very well might do. And we don't want that. Anything else we can do right now? I don't think so. We're definitely gonna take this now. Let's see how it goes. They're gonna go defensive down in the south, and I didn't see what they put else, so let's just take a look at that again. We have a lot of raiding orders here. If you raid a consolidate power order, you gain a consolidate, whereas the opponent loses one, I believe. So it's always a good target to raid. And as we can see right here, we can raid the support order from the sea. So now Starfall won't have these ships supporting them, which will be great for our attack here, because we have 5 strength on alone. Because a knight they give +2, and then with our marching order +1, and the 2 knights is 5. We can see they are pushing back down to High Garden and 3 towers, which is good because they are falling back. It could prove dangerous if they try to muster up a massive army to make a consolidated strike against us. So let's see what will happen here. Baratheons are pushing further inland, and we need to do something here. From Old Town they can't attack us. They can either move to High Garden, Danish Marches, or the 3 towers. Maybe even the Arbor down here. So we should be fine to attack now, in theory. We could also move these guys down south as well to Yornwood. I think we will, because like these units down here, the knights, they can always get up north and reinforce in case the Baratheons try anything stupid. So let's take Yornwood, get down there, and take it. Perfect. The Greyjoys are still moving around up in the north. I'm not sure what they're trying to do here. Probably just trying to consolidate their own Moat Cailin as well, so they are in a very strong position. Along with Riverrun actually. And they do take the Arbor. They leave Sea Road Marches alone. Probably a bit scared of the Lannisters. I mean, I do understand them. They are quite terrifying. Although the ones I would fear the most is probably the Greyjoys. Their cards are probably some of the best in the game. Oh, this is interesting. They go for Harrenhal. Baratheons and Lannisters, what will happen? Cersei Lannister, if you win this combat, you may remove one of the losing opponent's orders from anywhere on the board, but that doesn't happen because Cersei is at 0. Instead, Baratheon shoots Randy Baratheon. If you win this combat, you may upgrade one of your participating footmen to a knight. But it was a knight, so nothing happens there. Still very interesting. What we see down here is a knight with a +1 defense order, so they have 3. But with our 5 from this, we should still be able to take it with relative ease. And we are gonna attempt it, confirm the order. And so far we are ahead. They might play the Valyrian Steel Sword. So let's see what the Tyrells have available. They have Sir Loras Tyrell, which is +3. This is way better on the offensive, so I doubt they will play that. Maybe it's a Garland Tyrell or Randall Tarly. One of those I will expect they will play. So in that case, we could... Actually, I don't think we should play these guys, because we need this. We need to play the Red Viper, or else we will lose this. And it will be horrible for us. And they play Marjorie Tyrell, so we wasted the Red Viper, but still we managed to kill their knight, which also is quite good for us. Makes the Tyrells much weaker. They're moving into the Danish Marsh. And they're going out to the Sunset Sea. The Greyjoys, they're like dangerous. They might even make a play for the Eyrie, which is like very hard to take. +6. Adjust the supply track. Oh, that's interesting. Now we can have way more armies. Put on the 3 influence tracks. Oh, that's interesting as well, because like a lot of people, they don't have that much influence. I mean, we certainly don't, so that's bad. I think what we'll have to do here is say no for the Iron Throne again. The Greyjoy takes it. And they put us on button. That's very bad. But that is how it is. Tips of the fiefdom, we can't really do anything. I really want the King's Court. Until we get a proper consolidate power influence bonus again. We don't really have that much of it right now. So let's just invest as much as we can right here. And we get 2nd again. Excellent, that's exactly what we want. And now March Orchards cannot be played this planning phase. So that's fine actually. So this is because this makes sure that the Tyrells, they can't basically attack us. I mean, they couldn't use it anyway. But now we should be able to muster up in peace. So for example in Sunspear we're gonna use the Consolidate Power Special Order again. In Princess Pass, well, in Yornwood actually we're gonna use Support Order. In Sea of Dawn we're gonna use the +1. Actually I think we're gonna change that for this one here. Because I fear the Tyrells might attack us way more than the Baratheons attacking us up here in Storm's End and the Boneway. So let's do that. You should probably be a support order as well. So now we are supporting all of the front line. Princess Pass, you'll probably have to be a defense order. Like that. In Boneway, we should probably try to raid. Try to make sure they can't support in case these knights here attack. Up here, we're gonna try to consolidate power, gain some influence. And at Starfall, we will do the same, I think? Yeah, let's do that. They will be able to raid it, possibly. But let's see what happens. The Baratheons could potentially raid Storm's End as well, but I doubt they will do that. I think they will be neutral towards us, because we are their allies after all. We really want that influence though. It's needed big time. So they are probably gonna raid this. We can see it right here. Yeah, they did. But we still have the support from East Summer Sea. Let's see, what do the Baratheons do? They decided not to raid our Storm's End. So that's very good for us. What we can do here is we can raid the Danish marches. And we can either do that or the Reach, but if we raid the Reach, we will break our alliance with the Baratheons, and we don't want that. They are very big allies of ours. The Fingers, they're moving back to the Twins instead, leaving the Fingers alone. And now the Lannisters take Riverrun. This is a major play. The Tyrells, they go to Old Town and the Arbor as well. They are definitely preparing an attack on Starfall. So what we could do actually is try to take the West Summer Sea. Make sure the Tyrells, they can't attack Starfall apart from the north. Basically be in control of all the sea routes. But before that, we need to take a look at the Lannisters and Baratheons who are fighting over the Reach. So Kevin Lannister, if you are attacking all your participating footmen, add an additional 1 combat strength, but he didn't use any. But instead the Baratheons used Sir Davos, who in general had a better strength overall, so he made sure the Baratheons survived this attack here. A failed attempt by the Lannisters. And it seems like they are moving north again. This tower here will probably go down to the Arbor next turn. And then they will take Seaguard. Attempt it at least. The Lannisters and Baratheons are at war right now. They're trying very hard to take out each other. Lannister, they lose because of Stannis, of course. And Tyrion Lannister is being used as well and doesn't help. Nice. There are many different cards and they can be very hard to keep track of, but over time they will be easy to understand. What's going on here? Stark's moving north again. Starks and Baratheons are at war now at Crackclaw Point. But the Baratheons, they have support from sea and thus win this battle here. Oh wait, the Starks, they have the Valyrian Steel Sword and thus win the battle. Oh wow, that is interesting. You know what we should do? We should probably try to... Let's just consolidate power here. Let's try to get an alliance with the Lannisters. They rejected, of course, so that's not good. Now what we could do here at Sunspear is we could get some more influence, or we could muster units. I think what we need to do is muster. Prepare the Sunset Sea, really. Make it much stronger. I want them to take the sea here, the West Summer Sea. The Holder of the Iron Throne chooses one of the following. Everyone updates the supply, then reconciles armies, everyone must units, or this card has no effect. I would prefer the muster, and it seems like that is the case as well. So we can get another army of 2, another army of 3, and a second army of 3 as well. So we need to figure out where that should be. At Yornwood, it's going to be a very defensive position. So we'll probably use a support order there. We can't use it next turn though. So what I think we will do is make a siege engine. Starfall, we will definitely get a foot knight. So this is one of our armies of 3. We already have 2 armies of 3 at Starfall and the East Summer Sea, so we can't get any more of those. But we can get another, basically, another unit. Another army of 2. But where should that be? I think here we're definitely gonna put a ship into the port. Same, we can't do that here though. So up here we should probably get a knight. Yeah, let's get a knight. And then at Sunspear we can get another footman. Like that. Then we can send one of them over to the front lines at some point. Game of Thrones. We gather influence, that's very good for us because we have just gained more influence up here in Boneway and Princess Pass since the last time. So that's good, but we can't play support orders for this planning phase. That is kind of problematic. That also means it's going to be way easy for us to take the West Summer Sea. And we need to do that, so we're going to get a march special order here at East Summer Sea and try to take this as fast as possible. Then at, for example, here we can't support anymore, that's bad. We know that in the port here we can place Consolidate Power Order. Normally at sea you can't place Consolidate Power Order. I don't know why, but basically you can't unless they are inside the port. Then you can, and that's why we're gonna do this here. It's like a perfect situation to do that. We can take this muster order and send them up to the Bone Way, I think. Princess Pass will be a special defense order. Starfall. Once we take this, I think we will go for an attack on the Arbor, because the siege towers, they do nothing in defense. And if where did it go? This one here at Sea Road marches down here as well. We're gonna take out 2 of their towers. That could be very strong for us. This unit right here can do consolidate. And the same can try to happen up here. We can make a special raid order, and then up here we can defend as well. No, I believe in the Baratheons. They will be our allies. You can go in on defense order. You don't need to do anything really. You can't do anything. And I think this is basically it. We're gonna attack at West Summer Sea and then attack the Arbor. Yeah, look at that. They were planning on an attack. I knew it. So this could be very strong for us this turn here. Will change the situation of this entire war. In terms of castles right now, the Greyjoys, they have lost one of their castles, River Run, basically. So we are basically at equal strength to the Greyjoys and the Baratheons in terms of castles. You can't raid anything. So once we take, like, for example, Old Town or Highgarden, we will be in a leading position. And from there we can either take the Reach, King's Landing perhaps. Okay, that's probably going to be way too hard, so maybe not that. But there are a lot of options we can go for. Even Dragonstone, if we truly want to. Actually, Flint's Fink would probably be a better option. Try to take the coastline and then just attack it. They won't expect it. The Lannisters attack at Harrenhal, where the Baratheons have a knight. Dangerous move, and Salador Sands secures the victory because they just didn't have enough power. A failed attack by the Lannisters. They didn't invest all their units though. Oh, and they are moving all the way up in the north again. Maybe they are trying to attack the Lannisters. Now that would be interesting. Baratheons are mustering in the south, or at least bringing a lot of units over there. A dangerous situation really. Hopefully they're not going to do anything stupid to attack us. And with that said, take this unit right here and bring you over to the Boneway? Yeah, I think so. Then next turn one of them can attack the Danish marshes, perhaps. Actually, no, let's not do that. Not yet. Not yet, no need for that. We're not gonna get attacked up here anyway, so let's take the ships and then attack at the West Summer Sea. Perfect situation to do this. Let's see, the Tyrells, they have Soloris card or that 2 cards. And we have our 2 cards as well. So basically, I actually think we need our last ship. Because like right now we have strength of 3 because of the +1 marching order on the 2 ships. If we bring this over, we should be able to win this. I believe. That's 4 to that 2. And we're probably gonna have to play our best card. Oborasan, Dark Spear, or Dark Star. That will secure the victory, any of them basically, so let's take Dark Star, play him. They're playing Queen of Thorns. Remove one of your opponent's orders in any one area adjacent to the embattled area, so they take Starfall. So now we can't take the Arbor, that is a problem. But at least we have secured the West Summer Sea and all of our land. So we're not gonna get attacked down there. I'm fine with that for now, although I would have preferred to take this now, instantly. Click to continue. Get a few units that died up here in River Run because the Greyjoys took it back. And we can see the Lannisters trying for Harrenhal once again. I will expect this to be a failed attempt again. But no, they use Tywin. Very interesting. For the Baratheons, they use Patchface, which is a very good card. At the end of combat, look at your opponent's hand. You may force them to discard a card of your choice. And what will they discard? They kill a knight and the footman, and they discard Sir Gregor Clegane. Very interesting. Tyrells to take Blackwater, a very strong position because it has like 2 barrels, which is a lot of supply. They even keep the Sea Road marches. The Reach is getting reinforced. Interesting. Any other march hotels? The Starks, they're doing something up here in the White Harbor. And now we can send one of our units out to the front lines. We can't go to the Starfall anymore because we don't have a ship in East Summer Sea. But instead we can still get to the Storm's End, the Boneway, Yawnwood, or Salt Shore. I think we're gonna stick to our plan and go to Boneway, like this, and then make an attack on Danish marches, perhaps. And from there we can even threaten both the Reach or Highgarden, if we so desire. And the Starks they take or attacking Harrenhal again. A very interesting move, and they are probably preparing for an attack on Mokalan as well. We can see the Greyjoys are on top right now. Let's see this attack at Harrenhal first, before we decide of anything else. And the Lannisters survive with the Hound defeating Sir Roderick. The Starks return back to Crackclaw Point, of course. And now we just consolidate power. We've got a bit more, now we're at 7. We can adjust supply track, which is probably better for the Tyrells because they just took Blackwater. It is what it is. We can see right here the Tyrells are top with 6. Oh, that's a mistake. With 6 supply. Next is Greyjoys, then us, Starks, and Lannisters and Baratheon at 2. So we are in kind of a problem. It's a troubling situation down there. And we got more influence and the Sea of Storms. Great Orders cannot be played during this playing phase. Okay, that is very interesting. This means support orders are very effective. So if we, for example, go for a support order right here with our ships, we can attack anywhere in the south, really. We're probably gonna take the Arbor, but if they move this here, the siege engine, back inland, we could even go for Highgarden. We're gonna get an attack order right here. You will most likely go forward. I would prefer that. You can support, you will consolidate power, you will consolidate power. Up here we can consolidate power as well. You should probably attack. Actually no, you will support. Well, no, you will support for now, and Princess Pass you can defend for now. I'm not keen on leaving us vulnerable up here, because if we go out and attack, they can always strike from 3 towers, or the Baratheons could betray us, really, and I don't want any of that to happen. Let's confirm these orders, and then we're gonna send this siege tower. We can't really send the siege tower anywhere because of our supplies. Unless we take this ship here, and we need to split them up, take the East Summer Sea again, because then they will be at 2 strength, so we can move these guys up to Princess Pass. And I think we're gonna use the -1 on the siege tower because it's less likely to get attacked. So there we go. And then the ships can get a -1 just in case the Baratheons try to take East Summer Sea by some random reason. Let's go for it. Let's see what will happen. And looks like the Tyrells are very defensive in this time. I expected as much. The Greyjoys are currently just moving around in their current holdings, not trying anything special. Oh, the Tyrells, they're going for King's Landing. This is very... well, I'm not sure how good this is. But it's interesting because now they are attacking as well, the Baratheons, trying to take it back. With +6 defense or support from where? Really? Where are they getting that support from? I don't know, but doesn't matter. The Baratheons defeat the Greyjoys. not the Greyjoys, the Tyrells, and are able to kill off their footmen and siege tower, because if a siege tower is defeated in battle, they will always be destroyed. Well, in a defensive siege, that is. That's very good for us. It could have gone much better. They are not gonna try to take East Summer Sea, so that is good as well. What we can do is, we need to move these before we move the siege tower, so it doesn't really matter. What we can do is try to wait here, because they might very well leave the arbor, and if they do that, that would be perfect for us, because then we can attack both High Garden and the arbor with these. We have the support, so that should work. We're gonna take one ship and send them out to East Summer Sea. Do that first. Like that, that's perfect. Gives us another +2 army. I'm very interested in this in the north here, because like Greyjoys have moved very much into the Eyrie. Or the Vale, really. And with the the Lannisters moving south now, it could be interesting. Oh, they don't move. That sucks. That means we can't really take Highgarden now. We could try to go for that anyway, because they are supported. It depends on who the Baratheons support. And oh my god, the Baratheons betrayed us. And we are not getting any support from anywhere. This is a very bad situation. Let's see here. This is really bad. What will they play? The Baratheons, what do they have? They have all their cards left. Okay, we are probably gonna lose this, so let's take Doran Martell. So, why bother? Yeah, they use Brienne of Tarth anyway, so not much happens here. We can send them to the bottom of one of these. And they are basically at the bottom of the King's Court anyway, so let's take the Fiefdom track for now. And we basically got wrecked there. Let's take... No, that was a mistake. I didn't expect that to happen. Oh well. Let's take you back to Yornwood, I think. Yeah, let's take you back there for now. Now we need to deal with the Baratheons as well, because we've gotten betrayed. Been betrayed. That's a very bad situation for us. I wonder what we should do here. I mean, we could attempt to take it back, but we don't have any support anymore. We have our knights that can take it. Highgarden is very well defended, same for 3 towers, so that's not gonna happen. The Bone Way will be supported by the Reach and the Danish marches, so that's not gonna work either. So for now, let's take the Arbor, I think. Tyrells, they only have Sir Roderick, or Randall Tarly, I mean, and Sir Loras. Whereas we only have Obra Sand. Should it work out? I doubt it. So let's take... Let's take them both, actually. Take the Arbor. Oh, actually, we did have the support from down here, so we only needed 1. That's a mistake from my side. We have way more support than we actually need. Let's take this here, and we're gonna use the Nymeria Sand card. Because, like, it's one of our weakest ones. The other one I want to... Our lowest cost card I want to save for an actual defensive battle, because we might be able to save our units. But now the Arbor is under our control, and we might be able to use that to our advantage. And somebody has asked for an alliance somewhere along the way. Or maybe it was a long time ago, and I just didn't realize it. Let's see here, the Lannisters, do you want an alliance? No, you don't. What about the Tyrells now? They reject us also. Very, very bad, very bad. You... kind of want you on the front line somewhere. I want you out on the Arbor, actually. This way we can take one of these valuable regions. So let's send you all the way down there. We still need to deal with the Bone Way. And that should be the end of our turn 6, really. Yeah, there we go. And we can definitely muster here. We need units. So what we need here is a footman. Really, and then also a knight, I think. Let's take the knight. We'll get some influence as well, and I really want the influence track to be better on. But instead we get the muster card and the wildlings attack. Okay, let's invest like 4 in this. Do our part basically. And we do win. We don't bid the most, but we survive this. The Greyjoys use a lot of theirs. The power he bid on this attack is returned, so the Greyjoys earn all of their power back. That's very strong. So we are kind of in a very bad situation here. I wonder what will happen here. For now we're just gonna muster. We can't really do that much at this very moment. This unit here will be upgraded to a knight. Then at Starfall, well, yeah, at Starfall we can make this into a footman and get the last spot here. Or we could take here, make this a footman. At Yornwood, we could make this a sea tower, but I don't want to do that. I would rather want the knight here. And the same for Starfall, I think. Actually, it might be useful for us, the siege tower, to make a surprise attack somewhere. And then the second card, nothing happens, and defense orders can be played next turn. This might be the chance we've been waiting for. So what we are gonna do now is, like, we're in need of 3 more strongholds or towns or castles basically. And we have one in the Reach, we have one in King's Landing that's vulnerable. We have Old Town and Highgarden, they're both very defended, so it's gonna be hard. I think with this army here we should be able to take Highgarden, especially if we add a defense plus order here. We're not gonna do that there, we're gonna do that here because we need to take Bone Way. Give them an attack order as well. Give these guys here a support order, if even possible. Get Consolidate Power over there. Get a raid order in there. You can try to, well, you can try to raid anyone basically. I don't think you can raid anyone, so just give you Consolidate. You can raid as well. Just try to get rid of anything, really. We're just gonna attack the Tyrells from behind. And looks like the Tyrells were planning to go on the offensive again, so let's see what they will do. Because they can't really attack any of our major regions, I think. That's actually not true, because they can attack the Arbor with the units at Highgarden. They raid our support order at West Summer Sea, that's bad. That's like 3 support we don't get there. That's why I didn't use the +1, because I knew it. I did kind of expect it would be raided. Instead we kept this safe. So here, I think we will actually, in that case, get rid of the support order here. This way they will be neutral in all of the fighting ahead of us. The Golden Sound, do nothing. They can't raid anyone. But the same is for the Reach. Yeah. So our lands should be safe. Like, Storm's End will be able to support us in an attack on Bone Way. They can't support us. They actually, the only threat they're coming from is from Dragonstone, but they might take Clackcrow Point instead. We can't raid anyone. It's fine. The Lannisters can't raid either. And then we have this one right here. And no, we can't raid either up here, so this is it. This ship right here will be able to support Storm's End as well, so we should be able to defend it. The only problem is, it is a siege tower they have at Dragonstone, so that could be a problem. And we only have like 2 very weak cards left. Greyjoys and Lannister fight again. There's been a lot of fighting in the north compared to the south. I mean, we are in constant war, but it's not been as intense as all the way up here. Going back to the Stony Sepulchres, the Greyjoys won. And now the Lannisters are trying to take back River Run. They've been in a constant fight over their neck really, and the Riverlands. It's been kind of interesting to look out for actually. And they are moving down to Old Town. That leaves Highgarden vulnerable. So maybe that is where we will strike them. House Baratheon and House Starks are fighting over Crackclaw Point. So we will not get attacked in the south. And they use Stannis Baratheon as well. So that's great. Roose Bolton is a very interesting card. The Starks lost this battle here, but if they use Roose Bolton and they lose this combat, all of their house cards will be returned to their pile again. So now the Starks, in theory, won that battle. The Knight returns as well, so that's kind of the best situation they could have actually been in. House Starks, what are you doing now? Are you attacking again? With a -1 marching order. I mean, it is a siege tower after all, so it's not gonna matter too much. Let's see what will happen here. It's all down to the cards really. And they get support from Blackwater Bay. Robb Stark is used, and Patchface again. Robb Stark, if you win this combat, you may choose the area of which your opponents retreat. You must choose a legal area where your opponents loses the fewest units. Ah, okay. The siege tower is destroyed, so nothing will really happen here. So that was just 3 points. And Patchface destroys Eddard Stark. That's very interesting actually. I think what we will do here is take both our knights and have to go on the offensive here at Bone Way. We don't actually need both knights though. I think what we will do is take one up here to Bone Way, of course. Then the other to Starfall perhaps, or Yornwood. I think we need to support Yornwood so they can get a constant support order for all the frontline units, apart from Storm's End. We won't be able to muster any more units in Sunspear, but I think we need it now. We are at turn 7 after all. And we need to go on the offensive to win this. There we go, with the 3 support we're now at 5, and the Baratheons won't get getting even more support actually. And in that case, I think we'll probably use our Ariana Martell. If you're defending and lose this combat, enemy units return to the area they marched from. Your own units must still retreat. Well, it's only if you are defending, so let's just take it. They use the Sedavus Seaworth, and because Stannis was already used, he gets a bonus, but doesn't matter because of our superior numbers. Take the Bone Way, excellent. They basically moved back to the Reach, which is a very strong position. They have 3 knights here, that's 6 power. And they're moving all the way up to Highgarden here. A bit cheeky of them. I wonder if we could take it. We have, right here we have 5 from the tower and +1 order, and then we have 7 from the knight and then 9 from the other knight. That's more than enough to take Highgarden. What about their builds? That's a Roderick, and we have Opera Sand. So yeah, we will actually be able to take Highgarden from the Reach, the Tyrells. I think we should go for it. Let's attack Highgarden. Confirm the order. We're gonna use 1 influence to keep the arbor under our control. And then Opera Sand, you're gonna play it. And we take out Solaris. Excellent. A victory for us there. Let's see this. They're getting destroyed. Both siege towers and probably also a knight, I believe. Yeah, there we go. And the other one will retreat to 3 towers. I'm surprised they can even support that. Oh well. Now we're actually in the lead with 5 strongholds and castles, so that's very good for us. Up here, they're just mustering a few more units. And now the Westeros phase. Mustering. Oh, that's good because we just took Highgarden. So let's see, what can we do here? What I would have preferred is probably the... what's it called? The supply tracker instead, because we just took Highgarden, which gives us +2 barrels. We can only recruit here in Sunspear, so let's get a knight or footman. And then we can't get anything else because we've used most of our superior units. They're already on the field. The hold of the messenger raven chooses one of the following. Everyone bids on the 3 influence tracks. Everyone collects 1 influence. Or for every icon in the area they control, or this card has no effect. So we bid on the influence track. That's interesting. Let's say we'll bid 1 on the Iron Throne just for fun. So we've done that as well. So now we are at 4. We are gonna attack before the Tyrells. It's very cool. The Lannisters are on the Iron Throne again. It's probably King Joffrey. Now this right here is gonna be very strong. So let's get 3 in here. I doubt we'll actually get it. So let's just add 2 actually now that I'm thinking about it, because the Greyjoys will take it, or the Baratheons. Maybe House Stark even. House Stark, that's fine by me. But we are lowest, so that's not good. So we'll still lose a tie with the Tyrells. Or the Lannisters, actually, also because they are right here. They could attack, but I'm not sure they will. But in terms of the Messenger Raven, I am really keen on getting it. So let's bet 4. And wow, we're actually not gonna get that high. Only 1. I mean, the others had a lot of influence as well, so it makes sense. Consolidate power orders cannot be played during this planning phase. That is fine by me. We are gonna go on the offensive anyway. So I think we'll try to take the Red Wine Strait. Basically deny the 3 towers and Old Town to move anywhere at speed. Up here we're probably gonna go defend for now. Then you can support. Same for the ships. You can raid. Up here you can raid us. Actually no, let's say raid here. This tower can do nothing for now. Support. Support. Actually, let's think about this. You, my good sir, I could give you that order, but you won't do anything. Is this what we will do? So attack the strait, or perhaps go for one of the many towns in here. Could go to war with the Lannisters and try to take this out. Now that could be an interesting play. But with the Tyrells in here, it might not work out. I believe the Baratheons will probably try to take Blackwater. Either that or the Lannisters will. So let's see what will happen actually. They are gonna attack down here. That could be bad. The Greyjoys are going all in on that raiding I see here. 3 raiding orders. But it's down here we're interested. The Reach will attack. That is very bad. But we have a lot of support orders here. Anything of interest we can raid here? No. So just these guys. They can raid at the Danish marches or Kingswood. None of them are really gonna matter too much. Let's just say the Danish marches, because fuck the Tyrells. They aren't gonna do anything. And down here they can't raid either. We are gonna take that out. Tyrells, they do have their strong cards back, but so do we. And they are at 5th. So they're actually just as bad as us. Possibly even worse, because we still have, like, the King's Court, at least. And the Iron Throne. Interesting, they do take Blackwater. What about you? You are trying to take it as well and moving back to King's Landing, leaving the Reach unguarded. That might be an opportunity for us to take it, actually. Because if we're swift, it's just as soon as you have 7 castles, you don't have to have 7 castles at the end of the turn. As soon as you get them, you can actually win. So you could potentially take the Reach and Highgarden or Old Town at the same time. And with that in mind, can we move you anywhere interesting? Well, not... oh, we can. Sea Road marches. And then next turn go for an attack on Lannisport. You know, I was about to do that, but instead I'm gonna do this first. We're gonna take Red Wine Strait. This is very important we get this. It will make sure we can support Old Town as well for the inevitable battle. So let's invest the Red Viper. We need this. And they use mýself as well, so it was important we used him now. A very close victory here. A decisive victory as well. We needed this. Very important for us. Blackclaw Point, they're going for Blackwater. And moving north against the Greyjoys. Probably gonna go for an attack on Seaguard. Interesting attack here. Let's see what they will do. Greyjoy Ombuds Blade, but the Baratheons defend with Renly Baratheon. Oh, the Starks used this Bolivian Steel Sword. So they actually win, take out the Baratheons, and because of the sword here, the Knight will be destroyed. The Reach is vulnerable, and we might need to take it. What will they do? They can only send units a few places. And they're sending down a tower to threaten Highgarden. They are taking back the Reach, so it's not vulnerable just yet. Baratheons and Starks are fighting once again over Blackwater. St. Davos' Blade. If you're defending... no, never mind. Goodbye, Catelyn. The Starks lose Blackwater again. Oh, the Greyjoys attack River Run. 6 on 6. It's all going down for the cards here. Ragnar, Cleftjaw, and Tyrion Lannister, who changed the card to Theon Greyjoy, which was a stupid mistake. Probably didn't have any choice here. He actually did. Why did he choose that one? He lost River Run because of it. All the knights go back to Lannisport and makes that safe again. That's bad. The thing is, we don't actually need to move this guy. I mean, we can, but we don't need to. Though I think we will. I can imagine Storm's End will be a nice place to have him. Actually, Yornwood, because of the defensive position they're in. I'm not certain. Actually, let's keep him there for now, so we can get that defense order. Or consolidate power order there. That's like what I think will be fine for us. They're going back down to 3 towers, that's fine by me. I think our next move here all depends on the 3 cards we draw here. And recruit new units. And what's this? That's fine. The Wildlings attack Westeros. Okay. So we can muster new units. Let's see what will happen here. We do have a few good positions. And Yornwood, it's all going down to where we want that last footman, really. In that case, we should actually have moved this knight here, footman, over to the arbor. So we could have gotten another knight or footman over here. I think we're going to take Yornwood and place footman here so they can support anywhere on the front lines. And here nothing happens and the Wildlings attack. It's not that many people have influence, so I will invest some into this. So we're at least the highest bidder. So the lowest bidder destroys 2 of his units everywhere, and that's the Baratheons, Greyjoys and Lannisters. And everyone else destroy 1 of their units anywhere. That's fine actually, that's fine. We can actually deal with this. We're probably gonna take out some of our footmen here and there. They lose a few more ships. And the Baratheons, oh wait, no, never mind. Lannisters first, lose another ship. What about that ship over there? Okay, that's fine. Don't really need to worry about them anyway. The Baratheons take out the fleet. Oh, they have a lot of ships out here at Shipbreaker Bay. They lose Blackwater Bay though. For us, we probably will get rid of that guy and possibly even this ship right here. Baratheons and Lannister are forming an alliance. That's not good. Maybe... Oh, the Tyrells request support on Danish marches this round. Let's take it for now and then probably betray them. Maybe this will make sure that we won't get attacked. I'm not sure. Let's see. They lose a fleet down here. Please get rid of your units. There we go. So it's still bad. I think what we'll do is take a raid order here. Make sure that 3 towers can't support. Get a raid order here too, so you can get rid of the Danish marches. Get an attack order here for Old Town. Here we will request support. Same for... Let's take support here in the Sea of Dawn. Let's also take one of these units and put them on the front lines. Get that knight up there. Over here we are gonna go defensive. Here we can consolidate power, and here we can consolidate power. You can stay defensive as well in case the Baratheons try something. Actually no, you guys need to be on the defensive, so march order actually. And you defense. Hope if they raid here it could be a problem. But there should still be enough to take Old Town. Let's see what happens. This is an attack order. Okay, and we should be able to take Old Town actually. Looks fine. They are not gonna raid, that's good. They are not gonna raid, they can't actually raid, I think. They can't raid anything either. But can we raid anything? No, not there. Can you raid anything? No, not really. You are gonna attack, that's a problem, but we can support at least somewhat. Oh well. Or maybe they will actually just move into Blackwater Bay. Up here to the Narrow Sea perhaps. I don't know. We do have all our cards back, so we should be able to defend East Summer Sea. It's not gonna be the worst thing in the world if we actually lose it. We are getting quite late in the game now as well, so we just need to take that one last stronghold. Or the 2 last strongholds, basically. And we are preparing for that imminent attack. Baratheons and Greyjoys are fighting over Harrenhal, Seldor Sun and Dagmar Cleftjaw, meaning the... Who actually won that? The Greyjoys did, because of their defense special order. Interesting. And now it's our turn. They might attack here. But if they do... Now we don't actually have support for that either, so... We could lose Princess Pass. But we don't really need it either. Old Town is very weak. And with our support here, we could win this. They have Sir Garly Tyrell and Randall. And we have like Arrow Hota and Dark Star. So we should actually be able to win this with the Knight on its own. I didn't think of that. I think we should probably go for it. Well, yeah, and then we can attack Sea Road Marches instead with the Siege Tower and a Knight. I think that will be the plan. Let's go for it. Play a bit aggressive here. Maybe we can possibly win it soon. So, might as well. We could bring in a second footman as well, just to make sure we win. And I think we will... Actually no, we will actually take this ship here if we capture Old Town. Because it's in the port, so... This is +2, +4, and they have 3. This will at most give them 5. So basically we can use any card really. Let's do just this. There we go. So what we need is to play as 3 cards, so Arrow Hota really is all we need. Let's go for it. We would have gone for one of the lower cards even because they used Alistair or Florence. They're gonna fall back to 3 towers. And although they could attack, I doubt anything will happen. Get that ship on our control. And we are now at 6 in terms of castles. The Starks are moving down to the King's region, basically. And we are getting attacked at Princess Pass. That's not good. But we can force them to retreat, so make this attack basically not happen. Let's go for that actually. But our units will retreat as well. So this is fine actually. A nice card to use. So we actually lose the Knight, that is how it is, or Footman. That's fine. They're moving into Blackwater. And they are moving up to Lennoxport, and again. And I just realized we can take the Reach. We have the Siege Tower and the Knight. We will win this turn here. Let's just go for it. So take that and the Knight. It's just 2, so let's go for it. There we go. Confirm. And we have all the power we need. Take Dark Star. And you win over Brienne of Tarth. There we go, it's a victory. And there we go. Excellent. It didn't go as planned, but we still won. Castle Strongholds. Greyjoys was 2nd, Starks 3rd. Everyone else just got destroyed by us in the south. And there we go. Hopefully this was fine instead of our narrative series that we usually play on Fridays. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you want to see more of this, please let me know in the comments. I would like to play a multiplayer with this actually, so if any of you have it, please let me know. I would like to play it with you at some point. It could be very fun. You can see we had most strongholds, we had the most area as well, very close to the stocks actually. The Greyjoys had more supply, actually the Tyrells did. The Lannisters sat on the Iron Throne, we never actually got to sit on top of that actually. The influence track was actually kind of bad for us. But yeah. But that was this game here, so hopefully you enjoyed it. And until the next time everybody, goodbye and spread happiness.